All right, guys, this week we're here on Lake Naconiche, just outside of Nacogdoches, Texas. And let me tell you one thing, guys, this is a really small lake, but it's got some giant bass. We're here in the early spring. These fish are starting to pull up on beds and spawn, and I'm telling you, that's one of my favorite times of year to fish. And I'm gonna be looking at them with my eyes and hopefully catching some really big bass. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That is a fish. Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
This week on Let's Fish TV, we're here on Lake Naconiche. This lake is about 692 surface acres, so it's not a really big lake, but it has some big bass. About 20 minutes outside of Nacogdoches, Texas is where you're gonna find Lake Naconiche. It's in deep East Texas, and it has my three favorite ingredients for a lake. It has grass, it has stumps, and it has big bass. And I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, these fish are getting ready to move up on beds, and that's my favorite time of year to catch these fish. And I know I'm gonna go find some big ones. We'll also have this week's fishing report for your local region from our insider reporters. But hey, I'm gonna get this boat launched, I'm gonna get everything set up, and I'm gonna toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us. These Cylinder tables are predicting fair game fish activity both days this weekend. Look for peak game fish activity to begin at 8:17 on Saturday and 9:11 Sunday morning. Evening action will begin around 8:42 on Saturday and 9:36 on Sunday night. Depending on your area, expect the sun to rise around 7:22 and set around 7:43. This weekend we'll have last quarter moon that is 36% visible. Stick around, we've got fishing reports from across the area on the way. Plus, Bassmaster elite angler Paul Mueller will be here when we return to answer this week's Ask the Pro question.
All right, guys, we're out here on Lake Naconiche in deep East Texas. That's just right outside of Nacogdoches, Texas. And guys, I have a feeling we're gonna have a good day. You know, the temperatures are starting to climb. We're getting around those fish that are getting ready to spawn. Today, this morning, it was 44 degrees. We're supposed to get up to 60. The water temp's about 52 to 53. I think we're gonna find some on beds today. There's no doubt about it. I can't wait to get out there. Lake Naconiche, guys, it's a special, special place. There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that's a good one. Whoo. Dude, that fish turned and went over there and ate that rage bug. Man. Oh, there we go. Check it out. It's a nice Lake Naconiche bass. We're here in deep East Texas. We're targeting real big bass. So Lake Naconiche is located in deep East Texas, right outside of Nacogdoches, Texas, actually where I went to school, my alma mater, at Stephen F. Austin State University. You know, when I was in school though, this lake didn't exist. You know, the cool thing about this lake, it's got an immense amount to cover. As you can see here, you can see a ton of different stumps and trees and things like that. We're fishing this time right now during the springtime when those bass are up shallow and they're feeding up. You're getting ready to spawn. I got stuck up here, flipped up to that fish, it rolled around, turned, ate it almost immediately. And that is a big key, is paying attention, using your eyes. And that's one key here too. Don't use your eyes just to look for fish, but also use your eyes to look for stumps. You gotta really navigate through this lake extremely slow, because at any given point, you're gonna hit a stump with your boat and you can see it before you hit it a lot of times because the water's fairly clear. But hey, I'm gonna go try to catch me another one because that was a lot of fun.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report. This week brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina, the leader in water sports along the Grand Strand. We want to get you out on the water, make sure you have a good time. It's spring coming up. Make sure you book those trips. Hey, March is not too early to go ahead and book for April and May. The offshore bite will be incredible. Book a trip, go on our website, crazysistermarina.com. Come down and make memories with your family. Let's talk saltwater fishing. I'll tell you, if so many things going on, it's March. We start to see that offshore bite really start to heat up. If you want to get out and target wahoo 60 to 80 pounds, this is the time to go out there. A lot of people worry about that wind in March, and yeah, we're going to have those days where it blows really good. Don't let the wind scare you. Make sure you pay attention to that wave height. Make sure you look at low pressures, anything that's moving through. You can use Sail Flow, Fish Track. There's a lot of great apps out there to help you get a great forecast to make that decision on going off there. With the price of gas, we want to make sure we get out and make the most of our trips, that 60 to 70 miles out when we head out. And you can look for wahoo, get up on the ledges, spend a lot of time there. You're going to find some fish. And now it's also time to start concentrating on those Spanish mackerel that'll start showing up here in the Carolinas, right along the beach, on the live bottoms, around the mouth of the jetties, feeding on those glass minuscules. And yeah, these are all the fish that are in that 12 to 15 inch range. You might get a couple bigger, but Clark spoons, drone spoons, it's something fun for the kids. Get out there and enjoy it. Remember, this is your Carolinas report, and fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. That's a big one. Oh, yeah. That's a nice one there. Oh, gosh. Come over that log. There we go. Ooh. Look at the size of that bass, guys. Oh, my gosh. What a nice bass. Oh, my gosh. This is a really big tip, and I promise you, you're going to learn something from him. Let's get this fish back real quick. It ate that ocho like it had never even seen one before. God, man, I can't even get it out. Here we go. Look at the size of that bass, guys. That's a nice Lake Naconiche bass. Let's get it back real quick. There you go, baby. Man, what a fish. Guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, that fish kind of clued me in as to what we're gonna do today. So I picked up this Strike King Ocho, and this is a great bait for covering a lot of water, especially during the spawn, throwing it weightless on just a little 3/0 wide gap hook. But the whole key to this place is, if you look at this place, there's a ton of laydowns, a ton of stumps. There's no way you can physically make a cast to every single tree that's here. So one way that I really like covering water, especially on a lake like Lake Naconiche, is I'll twitch reel it past these laydowns, past these stumps. And if there is a spawning bass, if there is one staged up on one of those pieces of timber, it's gonna come out there and eat that bait, because it's just like twitching a fluke or some type of bait like that. Is really not a whole lot of difference. That fish I saw waking from about 5 feet away, so I knew it was about to get on. And exactly what I thought would happen did happen. It rolled over there, ate it off that piece of that big laydown, and another nice bass in the boat. That was probably close to 4 pounds. And not even on real big gear. You know, one thing about it, a lot of people are gonna say, man, you're fishing around all that, huge giant timber, those big laydowns, you're gonna need 65-pound braid. That's not the case, guys. You can actually get away with 15 to 17-pound fluorocarbon. I'm throwing the Strike King Contra fluorocarbon. It's extremely strong and it gets the job done, especially for nice bass. I just boat flipped that nice 4-pounder. I'm gonna try to get back out there and get me another one on either this Ocho or Rage Bug, because man, they are biting right now.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion.
I mean, goodness gracious, I can't wait for y'all to see this fish. Look at how fat this fish is right here. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, man. It's got that Rage Bug choked another Lake Naconiche big one. I mean, goodness gracious, I can't wait for y'all to see this fish. Look at how fat this fish is right here. Man, oh man. That's another nice Lake Naconiche bass. Let's get this thing back, get it back on that bed real quick. Got him inside the mouth. Golly, what a beautiful, beautiful bass. There we go. Man, what a nice bass here on Naconiche. You know, when I'm bed fishing, I keep it pretty simple. You know, I learned from one of the very best sight fishermen around, and that's Todd Castledine. And he taught me a long time ago that it's not necessarily about the color or anything like that. It's more about the style of the bait. And in this particular case, I'm throwing a Strike King Rage Bug. And I'll talk about that more later. But the thing about the Rage Bug is it's a really compact profile. It has a little bit of movement here on the bottom end. But the big thing that I see a lot of anglers make the mistake of is they are fishing too fast. You know, this is the normal stance for someone fishing for a spawning bass is they'll flip their bait out there and they'll let it go to the bottom, and I see them go, they start shaking it like crazy. They're shaking it, shaking it, shaking it. And it's one thing if you're fishing for a male bass, and you can tell the difference. A male bass is going to be more aggressive. They're going to attack more. They're going to whip around and eat your bait. But when you're fishing for female bass, you know, the actual spawning bass, the biggest mistake you can make is moving your bait too much. And here on Naconiche, the beds, they're right up next to the stump. So a lot of times when you're fishing through here, you can actually take that same Rage Bug and flip these stumps and catch those fish that you can't see. So if that's not something that you're good at, you're not good at using your eyes to see those fish on the bed, you can actually use just your bait and flip out in front of you. There's plenty of targets all around you. But the one big thing that I've always noticed is that the guys that fish really fast don't catch the big bass. The spawn is that time of year when you need to let your bait soak, flip it in there, and sometimes just let it sit. Don't move it at all. And that's some of the best days I've ever had, especially this time of year. Right now we're dealing with a cold front. The fish were spawning hardcore last week. I mean, they just made their first push up, and they'll spawn for the next couple of months here. The cool thing is though, is even on these cold front days, it proves to you that you can come out here and catch some really nice fish. And I can promise you guys, this lake, it has them. And I know for a fact, if we get back on this trolling motor and I get to using my Strike King glasses and looking in this water, I'm gonna find me another big one.
Hey guys, welcome to the Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama Report, brought to you by TH Marine. My favorite place on earth, one-stop shop for aftermarket products made for the boater, made for the angler. Go to thmarine.com and check it out. Hey, welcome back. It is a pretty nice day here. I could probably shed some clothes. I'm actually pretty comfortable right now. I got used to wearing a jacket fishing, so that's what I do anymore. But if I'm coming up here to go fishing, let me tell you where I'd go. Alabama, it's Guntersville time. It's time to go throw that lipless bait, that trap around the grass. It's time to go throw a rig on the outside of the grass, a shallow square bill. It's just a great time to go to Guntersville. A lot of fun. Those fish, let me tell you a little secret that my local buddies wouldn't want me to share. Quarter ounce lipless bait. That's the one. Stays over top of that grass. Those big ones really eat it. In Tennessee, let me tell you where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Real Foot Lake. Blue Bank Resort, Billy Blakely, giant crappie. You're gonna laugh all day long. You're gonna eat great. You're gonna be treated like family. Go check them out. And then in Mississippi, Bay Springs. I love Bay Springs this time of year. They're starting to get on beds. You can sight fish over there. It's really clear, but those places known for big spots. And you can go throw a jerk bait or a swim bait around this time of year and absolutely get destroyed. So that's where I'd go. That's what I'd do. We'll see you when you get here. God bless you.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors, making it easier than ever to gear up and have fun out there. Visit Mississippi. Wanderers welcome. Powerful. Total boat control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders.
Oh my gosh, look at the size of that bass. Man, oh man, I actually didn't think I hit the right spot. I actually don't know if I can hit the spot with that. It's, oh, I think it's like between those trees, that stump and that tree. Oh, no, there it goes. Oh, there we go. Oh, what a nice one. Ooh. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that bass. Man, oh man, I actually didn't think I hit the right spot, and that bass proved to me that it was still sitting there. Oh my gosh, man. What another nice bass. Let's get this big joker in the boat. Oh my Lord. What a good one. Naconiche is on fire, guys. You got to get here. If you're in East Texas, this is the place to be. What another great bass that is. Holy cow. Let's get this thing back, get it back on the bed real quick, and we'll talk a little bit about it. There we go. Check that out. God, what a pretty fish. You know, when fishing for these bedding fish, I can't tell you this enough. You know, when I'm bed fishing, when I'm fishing for fish that are up there spawning, most of the time they're around cover. You know, and today they're fishing around these big giant logs and stumps. This is the new Team Lou's signature series rod. This is the Mark Rose Jig Worm Rod. Now, this was a rod model that we've had in our Ledge series. This was made for fishing football jigs and things like that. But gosh, guys, this thing is amazing. Texas rigs, football jigs, swim jigs. This is one of the most versatile rods I've ever laid in my hands. A 7-to-5 gear ratio reel, extremely important. You want that quick gear ratio so you can catch up to them and hit them fast, because a lot of times they'll bite it, pick it up, swim a foot, and then drop it. So having that quick gear ratio to where you can hit them quick is extremely important as well. But having that heavy action rod, the 7.5-to-1 gear ratio reel, and the 20-pound test will help you land that fish of a lifetime.
Hey y'all, time to get that coastal fishing report from Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia's coast. First, this segment's brought to you by Captain Patrick Arneson with Ugly Fishing. That's me. Take fishing trips out of Mobile Bay, Alabama and Southwest Alabama. Target just about anything that swims. Our first report's from Ronnie Daniels from Pass Christian, Mississippi. He said it's about prime time. He said the water temperature is right around 70. Fishing in the Biloxi Marsh, he said that there's a lot of really crystal clear water in there, and he's been sight casting redfish using spinnerbaits. Tim Cole with Spartina Adventures out of Georgia said that the bite has been a little bit slower with some cooler weather. However, the flounder is moving into the inlets. The sheephead bite continues to be good around the near shore and inshore structures. And he said the redfish bite has been pretty good around the top of the tides. And guys, here in Alabama, the bite's been pretty good on speckled trout. They're not easy to find, so you're doing a lot of fishing, maybe not a lot of catching, but when you do locate a school of speckled trout and they're feeding, the redfish bite has been hit and miss on the slot size fish. Thanks for checking out this segment. Remember what our friends from Speckled Truth say, keep what you need and leave the rest. God bless.
Oh, got him. Oh, there we go. Oh, another nice one. Oh, gosh. Oh, what a way to end the day. Oh my gosh, look at the size of that one, guys. Lake Naconiche is one of those special places in Texas that I feel like is not getting the press that it deserves. Another nice bass pulled off a bed. I'm gonna get this thing back real quick. Golly though, guys. What a tremendous day here in East Texas. Man, guys, we just wrapped up one of those awesome shows here on Naconiche. I haven't been here in a really long time. I mean, it's been pushing 10 years since I've been back to this place. It has such a population of 3 to 4 pound bass right now. And these are the males. I can't even fathom the size of some of these females that are gonna be pushed up here in the next few weeks when you're watching this show. And I'm telling you, you need to get out here now. If you live in this Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas area, get to Naconiche. I'm gonna tell you guys, I had a blast today. This is those kind of days when I go to work, and I work from the front of my boat, but when I go to work and it's a good day. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today. I know I sure did, and I hope y'all catch us on the next one.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Mamba Boats, Ride with Pride, Strike King, Tie One On, Glacier Glove, stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades, Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right on to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Jordan wants to know, when arriving at a new lake, what are the first things you do to try and find the fish? To get the answer, we checked with Bass Master Elite Angler Paul Mueller.
Okay, so if I've been to a lake blind, not looking at it on Google Earth or any of that stuff, obviously you want to know the water clarity, how deep the water is. You know, obviously, depending on the part of the country that you're in, you're going to kind of know what kind of forage is going to be in that body of water. And then the structure in the cover is very relevant, as well as the time of year. That's going to dictate where those fish are going to be.
Thank you so much, Paul. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com and follow that Ask the Pro link to submit a question.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
This week for your Academy Right Stuff, I'm going to be talking about the Strike King Contra line. You know, this Contra line comes in 3 different styles: braid, mono, fluorocarbon. Today, I used the 20-pound Contra fluorocarbon, and I never retied one single time. Guys, this stuff is some of the strongest, most affordable fluorocarbon line that you can find, and you can find it right there at academy.com. Guys, this week on Lake Naconiche, I used a 2-prong approach to catch my bass. First and foremost, I absolutely wrecked them on the Strike King Rage Bug. And that's not to be anybody's surprise. If you've watched Let's Fish TV enough, you know that is one of my go-to baits. When fishing those bedding fish, we're using a 7.2 heavy action Signature Series rod. This is a brand new rod from Lew's. I'm going to tell you, it is my favorite rod I've ever used. But you needed that stiffer rod to get those fish away from the cover, because these fish were all spawning around stumps. A 7.5-to-1 gear ratio reel and 20-pound Strike King Contra line completed that combo. I did catch one bonus fish, and when you're out there bed fishing, you need to catch that bonus fish. And today I did just that using one of my favorite baits, and that's a Strike King Ocho. Just weightless rigged 3/0 wide gap hook, 15-pound line. So what I would do is, while I was actually looking for fish with my eyes, I was actually fan casting this Ocho around to try to catch one of those lucky bonus fish. And that's one of those I love to catch, and it was a 4-pounder today. 15-pound line, a 7.2 TP1 Black. This is a really awesome rod. Once again, a 7.5-to-1 gear ratio reel. You needed that quick reel to be able to winch those fish out from those stumps, because there's so many stumps on Lake Naconiche. But those 2 rod and reel combos and baits were definitely what I needed this week on Lake Naconiche. Guys, I hope y'all learned how to find and catch them here on Lake Naconiche. I know I sure had a lot of fun today catching those big largemouth bass. Until next time, I'll see you on the water.